Today in Giallozafferano kitchen I have revamped a classic seafood recipe. Clams, squid, mullet, prawns, all in one tasty dish. Seafood risotto. Let's begin. Go. I'll start taking care of the clams. To be able to use them, I purge them in salt water for a couple of hours. To open the clams, I'll add a little bit of oil in a large pot rather high. That will then help in opening the clams. I let the extra virgin olive oil warm up a bit. I add a clove of garlic, and I prefer to crush it with my hand. When the oil is hot, I can pour the clams. Now I add the clams, raise the temperature a little bit, and wait a few seconds before adding the white wine. I cover it with a lid and wait a few minutes for the clams to open. Here is the result. They're all open. I'll filter the juice and then remove them from the shell. This is the result and I'm keeping it for later. Let's start shelling our clams, making sure they are all well open. The clams are shelled. I can take care of the squid that I have previously cleaned. Let's cut it into little strips, like this. I prefer to cut them into strips, because they go well with rice. I turn to the mullet that I'm going to fillet. I'm keeping heads, tails and bones. Here are the first two fillets and I continue with all the others. Finally, I'll take care of the prawns. I remove the head, the shell, and keep everything aside. I also have to take care of removing the black line. Now I'll make the broth. I'll add a drizzle of oil in the pot, 2 cloves of garlic, chopped shallot, the shells of our prawns, and the bones of our mullets. I saute, water it with water and ice. Add finely sliced fennel. I chose to use fennel because together with the pepper and basil will give more aroma to our broth. Black peppercorns, basil leaves, and the filtered clams water. I'll bring to a boil and then I'll lower the temperature. While the broth is simmering, I prepare the tomato coulis. I'll pour in a pot dated tomatoes, sugar, salt, garlic, and water. I let it simmer and cook for 5-6 minutes. Now I'll remove the garlic and blend everything well. I pour it into a small bowl and the coulis is ready. We have everything. Now let's prepare our risotto. I'll pour a drizzle of oil in the pan, add the shallot, and let it toast slightly. A little trick: when the shallot starts to sweat, we add the Carnaroli rice. Now we proceed with the toasting. How do we understand that it is time to add the wine? This way. Touch the rice, feel if it is hot. If the rice is hot, at this point we add the wine. Once the white wine has cooked off, our broth, that has been filtered, is added to the rice. From this exact moment, when you see that your rice begins to simmer, count to 13 minutes, and then our rice will be ready for the creaming. The rice is almost cooked. It's time to add the fish. I add the clams, the squid, stir, the shrimps that I add last, so they will be soft and juicy. It's time to cream it. I remove the pan from the stove. I add oil. Finely sliced chili pepper. 1 grind of white pepper. A few leaves of fresh basil. Mind, hand-torn, not chopped with a knife. And finally, the tomato coulis. I cover the rice with a lid and let it rest for a minute. In the meantime, I quickly pan roast the fillets of mullet. As soon as they are ready, I leave them to dry on kitchen paper. Let's uncover. Let's smell it a little. Let's taste it. Let's add some salt, some white pepper, and a little more extra virgin olive oil. Let's cream it for the last time, and we can serve. Let's dish up our rice. I always recommend to put it in the middle and then slap it this way. Let's place our mullet on the risotto and finalize it with a round of parsley oil. Here is my seafood risotto, creamy and with an irresistible smell of sea, perfect for a family lunch and for friends gathering around a table for a special occasion. Enjoy your meal.